Alright, morning, Master Mason. No. Today we're out here with the 1,000 yard stare at the cemetery. Stay behind the chains and rails. I guess this is one thing to say, it's hard why people understand it or don't understand it. I used to be a sweetheart, but now I'm starting to turn into a hard ass. It's there's no guarantee in anything ever. I mean, it's one thing to say you can get buried anywheres out here. Um, but in there, it's especially with the IMA program I'm working and stuff like that. It's I'm trying my best to think about that 1,000 yard stare at the cemetery when I'm training somebody, when I'm working somebody. I remember I'm over there nowadays, but I remember right inside of here, a lot about what that's like. And well, that training starts to be motivated. You're going to need to be buried. You're going to need to be absolutely under the mountain in terms of the blockchain, right? It's like the connection between these things, between the landscaper's map and the groundskeeper Willie you got to hire into these positions means you're thinking about this for a 10-year career. You're thinking about this for a 20-year, 30-year, especially when you start at 19 or something like that. And I got a couple of, for sure Rich, he's 19 years old, and I got another one coming in just turning 18, green, can't work uh, machinery or saws or anything like that. So you have to be realistic about how fast you're going to get there, where you can actually be comfortable, not just here but also in town, where you're going to go, making the decisions of the geodesics on those things of particle through the earth or around the earth. I like to make the joke: Oppenheimer, Vishnu, Shiva, Kali, Valentine, Ravi, you will become it. And that means at some point in time you're gonna have to cut off on some things in here, and that's super difficult because especially when you're, well, me personally, I'm single. It's that's gonna epically start to screw things up, and it winds up being a snow job later, a paperwork that you probably aren't gonna do. I mean, it's unquantifiable for the first part. Well, some of those math problems are just impossible to do, especially when you're talking about the lady friends or buddy friends, or well, just realistically friends in general. And where you're going to be, how that plays out. You don't get to control a lot of those things. You don't get to note a lot of those things, but you're going to know the math, right? And you're going to feel some pressure about that. It's going to have equal weight, like being buried, one way or the other, the cemetery build there. Uh, I have no doubt. I make the note there: rifle inspection for the tomb next door, somewhere's around here. Marshmallow. And you know what's in there, right? I mean, you understand that there's a dragon in there, right? Uh, Fire breathing, armored scald looking, fucking astronaut, Navy SEAL, anyways. And again, so you have to think about the timelines on those things, to where you're going, how that does. And the reality is, any number you throw at the time, cost, price, landscaper quotes, and so on and so forth, wind up being these numbers that again wind up being a tomb for some people. A lot of times, if you get those numbers wrong, timelines are going to die. They're going to get buried by every other value inside of here and system inside of there that you really got to take in consideration for where we're going here. Again, for what it is. No, there's no guarantee for what those things are, again, at any rate, for what you do. But you got to functionally look at this and say, all right, if I get paid a nickel or a penny a rock, how far does that take me? How far does the timeline now get adjusted? Build equity inside here is the same way you would play it in the stock market, being a bull at the bull farm. It's I'm big, I'm tall, I'm wide, I'm pretty, whatever the case may be in this rat ecotopia Heaven's Gate over here. The arc sign mathematically to Berkeley's infinity hot, infinity cold. It's a hunter's prize on hunter's prize of level and intelligence by condensing a YouTube file from 100 megabytes being quantum mechanics to 13 megabytes being a stonemasonry game here, just the wall, the mountain face there. And you're gonna carve it with Mount Rushmore for your plot there. So something to consider this morning. I want you to get motivated and get hard and get on that stick. Catch you on the next one.